Good evening. Thank you guys for joining in. We'll just wait for a few more people to join in, just a few more minutes, and then I will start. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining in, and I think it's time that I start. Well, we all know that Shravan is supposed to be a very sacred month for our Hindu community in India and all over the world, of course. The what is so auspicious about Shravan is that we do something called as upavas, and in Sanskrit, upvas means being close to God. And fasting during this Shravan is supposed to be something that is very, very sacred, and it's considered as a spiritual exercise. Fasting is an old age concept. It dates back to the 5th century. Ancient Greece is considered to be the birthplace of fasting, and the father of medicine, that is Hippocrates, is said to have pioneered the concept of fasting. He's also known to have used it for his patients to, manage diseases. Now, fasting is very prominent among all of us, among all the religious communities. It could be Christian, it could be Jews, Jains, Hindus, Muslims, and we all do it on auspicious occasions and as a spiritual exercise. But today we fast to lose weight, isn't it? And and we have Instagram reels and influencers and apps telling us what kind of fast we should be on. If you've got facial fat, you need to be on a 10-hour fast. If you've got arm fat, you have to be on a 16-hour fast, and so on, right? But what is really funny and interesting about these diets, fasting diets, is that you have to say no to a fruit in the morning. But during that 8-hour window period, you're allowed to have alcohol, you're allowed to have whatever you want to eat. And on top of that, you cannot have anything during that fasting period. But the food industry has come up with fasting drinks like sparkling water, flavored sparkling water, especially for fasting, or matcha green tea, or coffee, or drinks which they say are allowed during fast, apple cider vinegar. So these are drinks that they say are allowed during fasting, but you're not allowed to eat anything that comes from a farm onto your table. You are allowed to have these things. Now, always remember that these fad diets are half-baked diets, and they are not completely proven. So before you get onto anything like this, try to do your own research, check the source of this research that you're doing, and then indulge in something like this, and also take professional help before you get onto, a diet like this. And recent studies have already proved that there is no much difference in weight loss when you're on an intermittent fast, or, you eat a balanced meal, when you do intermittent fasting, it's proven that you lose more muscle mass than fat, and your skin, your hair, all of it actually gets affected. So let's leave the diet fads aside, and today we are here to talk about what we should be eating during Shravan, because most of us are fasting. We abstain from eating non-veg, that is your meats and fish and eggs, right? So a lot of questions I get are, what should I be eating for protein? What should I be eating for, building lean muscle? What should I be? I'm a diabetic. I'm a PCOD patient. I'm having a thyroid issue. What should I be eating? So here it is. Well, if you are planning to fast, you're planning to abstain from certain foods during the Shravan season, get onto a diet which has got milk and milk products. Now, milk, you can definitely have a cup of milk with different kinds of spices. You can add turmeric, you can add kesar, you can add cardamom, you can add nutmeg in it, and have a small glass in the night before you go to bed. This will ensure that you get excellent sleep, and we know how important sleep is for us to lose fat and gain lean muscle. Then Paneer is another option. You can definitely have paneer. You can have buttermilk and dahi as a part of your diet meal, that is your lunch. Or my absolute favorite is the dahi chura. It's just a combination of dahi, poha, and a little bit of jaggery. It's an excellent evening snack that you can enjoy. Next, ghee, of course. Make sure that 1 teaspoon of ghee goes into every meal that you have, and do not find substitutes for milk. That is the main message. Like, just because someone said, oh, dairy milk is bad, that does not mean, or it does not agree with you. Don't try and find substitutes like soya milk, almond milk, because you don't really know what is going into those processed milks, right? So try and stay away from them. A lot of questions about coconut milk. Can I use coconut milk as a substitute? Not as a substitute, not as a replacement, but definitely coconut milk is excellent in your curries, in your gravies, in your sabzis, in your sweet dishes. You can use it, but do not add it to your tea and coffee. All right. Next, nuts and dry fruits. Now, these are really very important, and you have to include them in your diet, especially during the month of Shravan. Don't forget to soak your nuts. So it could be black raisins, it could be dry dates, it could be walnuts, almonds, cashew, pista, all of these nuts. If you enjoy just having them, plain, just have a handful of soaked nuts. You can always start your day with nuts in the morning, or you could also have it as a midday snack in the morning or in the evening. Now, those who enjoy having chudas and trail mixes, the trail mix is a fancy name for the Indian desi chivda or chuda. You can definitely include those in your chivda. You can make a homemade chivda and enjoy it in the evening. Yes, it can be fried. You can definitely fry your nuts and all of the other ingredients of the chivda. It is absolutely okay if it is homemade. And the next thing that you can have is a chikki. So any dry fruits can be put into the chikki. It's just jaggery and your nuts and a little bit of salt. And this is your desi energy bar. So enjoy your dry fruits and nuts during the season. Next are local fruits and seasonal fruits. So plums, peaches, papaya, pomegranate, bananas. These are different kinds of fruits that have to be in your diet, especially during this month, because they are rich in different kinds of antioxidants and high in fiber and great for your skin and hair. So make sure that fruits are included. A lot of people ask me, oh, during the monsoons, it is difficult to consume so much of water. So what should I be doing? Have fruits. Fruits have a very high water content. So this can actually substitute for the liquids that you drink, because, you have to keep running to the washroom again and again. You can definitely have your fruits. Next, what are the vegetables that we can have? Definitely tubers such as yam, arbi, tapioca, suran, sweet potato. These can be fried and eaten and made. It can be made into a sabzi, a curry, or you can also, like how we have in Goa, we have this sweet that we make of sweet potato. It's just boiled sweet potato with coconut and jaggery in it, and it tastes amazing. That's an amazing evening snack. So you can definitely include roots and tubers, and especially women with PCOD, any sort of hormonal imbalance, and also perimenopausal women should include tubers and roots. And also those who are having fertility issues can definitely have root vegetables. They are amazing for all sorts of these issues. Next, now during Shravan, some of us refrain from eating a lot of pulses and a lot of grain. So a substitute to that are millets. What millets? Which millets? How many millets can we include? You can include different kinds of millets, especially for the monsoon season. It has to be kuttu, which is called as buckwheat, rajgira, that's amran, samo, that is barnyard, and ragi and jawar, of course. Now these can be converted into laddus, chilas, dosas, pancakes, thali peet, bakri, upma, khichdi, halwa. You can make a variety of different kinds of things out of these millets to bring in a lot of variety in your diet. Now, Rajgira is a very, very important millet if you are suffering from PCOD, and if you're also suffering from hair fall and skin issues. Try and see that it is part of you. You get lovely Rajgira laddus. These are homemade laddus. You can always check it out. And samo rice. Samo rice is a substitute for regular rice that can also be used. It's a millet. You can make an upma out of it. You can make a khichdi out of it. You can also make a sweet out of it, like a halwa or a shira. So try out the various kinds of millets that are available. Bring in that variety in your diet. Next, atta. Now, a lot of people ask me about what flour can we use. You can definitely use rice flour. You can use banana flour, raw banana flour that we have, and also singhara atta. These are different kinds of flours or attas that you can use. You can make rotis, bhakris, parathas out of these attas. Now, what should we be staying away from, or what is it that is highly marketed for fasts, and they tell us that, oh, this is really, really important and you have to get on these, but they scream of their virtue of health, but are actually completely the opposite. One is everything that screams and shouts and says that it's multi-grain. So multi-grain biscuits, multi-grain cookies, multi-grain atta, multi-grain bread. Try and stay away from these, because all grains and pulses and beans and millets are supposed to be season compliant, okay, and they have to follow the crop cycle. So if you're going to eat everything multi, then the body is actually going to find it difficult to break down and digest these certain millets that you're eating at the wrong time of the year. Yeah, so everything that screams and says multi should be out. Next is your diet biscuits, diet chuvdas, diet drinks, and diet God knows what else. So all the 0 calories, fat free, 0 sugar, sugarless, or whatever, even the pedas and the cakes and whatever you get, even if it says it's sugar free or it's diet based, please try and stay away from them, because they will add sugar in some form. All right, I mean, if you turn the packet, you will definitely read ingredients that are not supposed to be a part of your diet, and then you will understand that you need to stay away from these. So all that diet stuff should be out. Next is anything that screams and says it's plant based and it's vegan, especially when it comes in a packet. Yeah, because if you turn the packet and if you find there are words that are difficult to pronounce, please keep it back on the shelf from where you picked it up. It does not belong on your plate. Try and understand, if you want to be plant based, you can go plant based, but you should not be consuming foods that come from a packet and says, oh yeah, it's it's vegan and it's a substitute and blah blah. It definitely has a lot of chemicals in it that are added to increase the shelf life and for it to feel like meat. Yeah, that is what is the whole idea of all these vegan products. Next is alcohol. I mean, during the month of Shravan or otherwise also, try and see that you're not drinking any alcohol. It could be wine, it could be beer, it could be the best of best bourbons and whiskeys. The best thing that you can do with alcohol is not drink it, and there is no health benefit of alcohol. It's already been researched and it's proved, and there are papers that have been released by the WHO that tell us that it could be any type of alcohol. It has got no health benefits. And the last thing is, we are so used to having everything instant coffee, instant noodles, instant upma, instant dosa, instant curry, instant everything. So these are things that you should not be including in your diet, especially if you're trying to fast and if you're doing it as a spiritual activity. Try and stay away from things like this. All right. I get a lot of questions asked about exercise. Should we be exercising? Of course, you should be exercising. There is no excuse to exercise. There is no substitute for exercise. So try and see that you get at least 30 minutes of exercise every day, or maybe 60 minutes every alternate day. No amount of exercise no amount of, diet or eating healthy can actually substitute exercise. Exercise is a whole is a science by itself. So try and see that you get good amount of exercise as well in your routine. Yeah. I've actually come to the end of my session. I'll just like to sum up. So foods that you're supposed to eat is definitely dairy and dairy products, nuts. Make sure that they are soaked overnight. Fruits, of course, all the seasonal and local fruits. When it comes to vegetables, we are not supposed to actually eat green leafy vegetables in the monsoon, so you can definitely switch to different kinds of tubers. All of it is available. And pulses and grains, of course, are not eaten much, so you can definitely substitute with millets. There are a few questions here, so I would like to take them. Gouty mushroom. Of course, gouty mushroom is really healthy. You can definitely have it. In my previous live, that was about 2 weeks back, I had mentioned that. You can definitely have it. And somebody has said modaks are better than momos. Definitely, they are better if they are homemade with so much of love and the desi ghee and that combination of coconut and jaggery and elaichi. They are amazing. Anything for vitamin D? Yes, of course. Ghee is a great source of vitamin D. Well, it's a good source of good healthy fat, and vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin. So if you add a good fat to your diet, it's easier for your body to absorb vitamin D from the foods that you're eating, especially from the sun. So try and see that every food of yours has a dollop of ghee on it, or if you enjoy eating white butter, then you can definitely have the homemade white butter or makhan. Yes, I think that's about it. Those are the questions that we have on today's topic. For those who have got other questions related to weight loss, PCOD, thyroid, weight gain, etc., or even bloating, you can definitely text me. I could take up the messages directly in private. But today's live was about Shravan, and I have completed everything that I wanted to speak about. Thank you so much for joining in. A big shout out to all of my followers who helped to promote this live. We have the 100 days program going on, and it's people are benefiting and getting amazing results. If those who follow me, they would know. You can see the reviews and testimonials that people are leaving for us. So if you know somebody who could benefit from this program, you can ask them to get in touch with us on Facebook, Instagram, or you could also get in touch with me on WhatsApp. So thank you everyone for joining in. Bye-bye. Good night, and enjoy the weekend. Bye.